This is a Podfire production.
It's the highest of standards, on the peak we have landed. It's not silver, it's not gold, you want the best, take advantage. Go platinum. You know you wanna do it. Go platinum, you know you wanna do it. Go platinum.
G'day guys, Brett McCallum, BJ Macca here. On my left is Pugz. On my right, one eye Jez.
Hello.
And Jez has been holding the fort. Pugz while we've been away.
I know. That's what been good.
4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Felt like a while as well.
This is the New Year edition.
Yeah.
Is this the New Year lineup, you reckon? This
Yeah,
could
probably.
be the New Year lineup.
Yeah, forget the rest of
So
them.
Big Rob's gone down about an hour ago and had to sub one of us in.
He disappeared.
He sort of left the building, so I hope he's okay. He's fine. He'll be right. It happens every now and then. And then Christopher, whose birthday it was yesterday, happy birthday to Christopher, decided not to join us because I think he's out celebrating with his mum.
He's trying to find a misso.
Yeah, he's just trying to get away from the podcast.
Yeah, I think he is.
He's done that on purpose.
Yeah, for sure. But we've got a whole heap of people joining us and commenting.
Cricket's
and
on.
The cricket's on. So are we. Ruby Pagram's joined us. Breaking Even AU, Liam Gazzard, Dougie Hits, that car guy, glad we're back too, brother. Cusso won Donovan's monster game. We'll talk about that in a minute. That was just insanity. I want to understand why. And then a whole pile of other people joined us. So g'day, guys. Hope everyone's okay. Rob's watching. Hey, Rob.
Yeah,
Hope
Rob.
you're feeling better, brother. So today's day 2 of the cricket, obviously. You guys don't give a shit about the cricket. Do you give a shit about the cricket?
Oh, I like the cricket. I just find it really boring to watch.
Hey, man.
What,
Yeah.
all cricket or
Playing
just
cricket's cool.
test matches?
Uh,
Because they're batting well.
I don't mind, like, if it's on, like, I can sit there and watch it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to put it on.
Are you a glimpser?
Yes.
Just like having a glimpse here and there. And
yeah.
like it's
But
on in my office and I sort of every now and then if I hear a clap, I look up.
I'll check the
Look for the
scores,
replay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll check the scores, like, twice a day.
It's like watching soccer.
Yeah, and what about 2020?
I'm not that into it. We did do a tipping comp for it last year. It was the hardest thing I've ever tried to do in my life.
In 2020, how's that work? Just like who wins each game?
Yeah. But we, like, you know, in AFL, you tipping comps, you have, like, rounds.
Yeah.
It's harder to do rounds for that because, like, 2 days the team might play again.
The same team?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 61 games or something.
Yeah.
I know next year they've cut that back to 48 in the Big Bash. But, that's interesting. We actually went. I took my son because Adam Hollyoake, obviously friend of the show, he was coaching the Heat at Metricon on the Gold Coast. And it was a really good game, actually. And there was 15,000 people there. I was so surprised.
Yeah, usually it's like half the amount at the Gabba, but there was heaps of
Mate, it was unbelievable. And I'll tell you what was there was a whole heap of ladies dressed to go to a nightclub. I was so surprised. Like there was families and mums and dads there. And then there was all these chicks walked in all dressed up, ready to go out to a nightclub.
Go to the cricket before you go out.
Oh, it must have been. It was just unbelievable.
Australian tradition.
Yeah, it was one of those things. But that was interesting. But the thing I find with cricket is Big Bash, it gets exciting. They're hitting big sixes. And obviously the test match goes for 5 days, which is still interesting. But then you watch the basketball and then what happened yesterday or the day before and the day before that was just unbelievable. Like OKC scoring 150 points.
Against the Celtics, too, without Shea.
What's
insane.
How's that work?
There was like 5 or 6 players with 20 points each.
Well, Giddy ended up with like what?
Giddy killed
23
it.
or something, 5 and 5.
He's
But what
amazing.
was Tatum playing or were they resting people?
Tatum and Brown both had, I think, like 30 each. So they played like their normal game. Just OKC just blitzed it and went bonkers.
But 150 points, that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Like I know
awesome.
Giddy had a 17-point quarter.
Yeah.
That's just amazing. And then the day before, I think it was, some dude
Donovan Mitchell.
who is probably the muscliest in person.
Little dude,
littlest bloke you've ever seen in your life.
Him
Comes out
and
and scores 71 points.
Him and Dort from OKC are just like
It was unbelievable.
running backers. They're insane.
But 71 points.
Yeah.
Well, what was
But
his
that
best
same-
before that?
I think like 56 maybe.
Because that's a big difference.
Yeah, and he had back-to-back 50-point games when he played for Utah in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So like he can ball. Like,
71's balling, brother.
Yeah. But then if you look at it also that same day, Klay Thompson had 54.
So was something
with only two,
like a
with only
Christmas
two
thing
free,
or something?
yeah, with only 2 free throws though, where
Really?
Donovan Mitchell had like 20 free throws. So if you put it in perspective, like Klay Thompson had a better game without the free throws.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
How do you
crazy.
even like get that many points? Like, surely there's just not enough time.
Yeah, well, that's where my head goes. Like 150 points over what,
yeah,
four
that's-
12-minute quarters,
Yeah.
which I know are fully timed and it goes for about 2 hours. But still, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, well, normally
You're around the 100
you
mark.
cool off eventually.
Yeah, but you're also normally around that 100 mark, sort of between 70 and 110.
Well, there's
I'm
even
gonna
the
say.
game where Brooklyn had like 90 points in the first half. I think they only ended on like 134. Like, you do cool down after a while, but they just didn't. They
kept
just
going.
Kept going.
Brooklyn are going well.
Oh, yeah. They lost today, though. I was just watching that.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, dang. But KD had 44,
what's
so
that?
he's killing it.
10 in a row?
They had 12 in a row.
And they were saying how good Benny's playing.
Oh, yeah. It's so
Even
good
though
to
he's
see.
not scoring heaps of points, he's
Doesn't
just
need
playing
to.
good
It's not his
basketball.
game.
I love it.
It's not his game. That's what people need to understand.
So what's your basketball fanism like?
Yeah, I don't really follow the basketball too much.
Do you like watching it? Or you haven't? Have you ever been to a big game, like an NBL game
I've
or an
never,
NBA game?
I've never been to a. Maybe I went to one ages ago when we were on the Gold Coast, but I don't really remember it.
Well, you'll be able to come to a lot soon when we get the license, if we get the license.
Yeah.
That's
No, when?
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 The only time I either play or watch basketball is when I play 2K on Xbox,
Fair call.
and that's why I
Have you ever
support
scored
the-
150 points?
No. I suck at it on Xbox.
Well, we went to the Bullets game last weekend, on New Year's Day actually, went to the Bullets game, and they got smashed. And it was just atrocious to watch, seriously. It was that bad. You see professional athletes missing layups.
Baines
just
is still
don't-
out, hey?
I don't understand that. Yeah, Baines was out with a back injury.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how professional athletes just miss layups. And also they're 6'10", and you're right next to the hoop.
And
right?
then-
I understand
That's what bothers me in Australia.
I
6'10"
understand
guys doing
me.
layups.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, why
Like,
you
come
not
on, I'm
dunking it?
5'9" and I at least try and dunk it.
Basically already touching the rim from there.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they're missing, and then they'll have another tap, and it'll be another
Yeah.
tap, and it's just like, oh, it's not good. It's not good. Anyway, so what does this whole thing about 70 points and all this do to card value? Does it increase?
Yeah, well, it depends on the
So Donovan
buyer.
Mitchell, right,
Yeah.
scores 71 points.
Or did you see the flood of his
happened-
cards come on
Come
like
on
Facebook?
for sale. But what happens to his card value? Does it go? Because it is a stock market, isn't it?
It basically is these days. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's up high at the moment and then it'll drop down back to normal.
So he has a 12-point game
Straight
tomorrow,
away.
and everyone's stuffed. 'cause
yeah,
they
I think
paid
he's playing right
ridiculous
now.
amounts.
Actually, he's on my fantasy team, so I can find that out really easy. But 71 points though. That's amazing.
Rob's watching cricket. They meant to say, not us.
Well, he finished today with 20.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
That's a big turnaround. Giddy the GOAT. Yeah, mate, Giddy's good, but he's not the GOAT. It'll take a while to become the GOAT, but he's on his way, I suppose. And Big Chop Man's watching the cricket too, it looks like. So, so card values raise and fall, as we know. What are you seeing
Well, I
lately
saw one of his.
on
One
that
of his.
stuff?
It's an encased. I was going to say tops, but it wasn't tops. It's like a Panini Absolute card. Normally they sell for like $60.
Yep.
It sold for $160.
Oh, there you go.
Yesterday.
So
So like,
double.
yeah,
double
someone
a
was
bit.
like psh, buyer's remorse type. Oh, gotta have it. What do you call that? FOMO.
FOMO.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So if I had one of those cards, I would have put it straight up and tried
yeah, I
to
know
sell
Rob,
that too.
Rob did.
Oh, did he?
Rob sold all his Donovan Mitchell rookie
Oh, did he
cards.
really? Yeah, I got a
Straight up
prism, but I
online
want
that
I
night.
want to keep it.
Yeah, I think it's worth keeping.
Yeah.
All right, so we've just come back from the US,
Woo!
and you and Rob held the fort while we were away.
We did an alright job.
Oh, mate, we heard
did awesome.
great reviews. I'd love to hear the reviews from the guys online now. What they thought of the podcast when me and Pugz weren't here. They probably liked it better, I reckon.
I think it was just
Yeah.
Rob speaking the whole time.
Oh, was it?
And you agree- and you
both-
agree.
never done
I
it?
was just sitting next to him.
I think there was one with Zach as well.
Yeah, there
that I
was
saw,
like
yeah.
two with Zach. It was
That's
Zach,
funny.
Rob, and I.
Yeah, and did Zach say nothing too?
Oh,
So
he
Rob
said a little
talked
bit. There was
to-
a couple where Rob put in a couple phone calls. So Zach and I were just kind of sitting here next to
Oh,
him.
did he? He's just ringing mates. It was great, just too short.
Hey, that's good
Well,
to
it's
know.
interesting you say that, is because we've been told
Yeah.
that they wanted us to shorten them.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
So Rob's going, got to be 30 minutes max. Everyone's told me 30 minutes. And I think that's actually just 30 minutes of Rob talk.
But we're good listeners, though.
We are. we like to talk a little bit.
We do our own thing.
Well, we've had the pleasure of being in the US for the last 4 weeks before Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that shit to everyone. But we've had an experience of a lifetime.
Oh, bro.
So
That's ridiculous.
Pugz had never been to the US. You ever been to the US?
No, I've never been out of Australia.
Haven't you?
No, the
Well,
only place
he's
I've
been to
is
Darwin.
That's about it.
That's still in Australia.
And we
though,
took
isn't
him. We took him to Melbourne. Remember?
that's right,
And he's
yeah,
like,
yeah. So he's done 2 states. We'll get the rest of the states done, and then we'll take you to the US. But we had the pleasure of going to the US on the Chris Anstey tour. Massive shout out to a guy named Mark Sainsbury,
Woof.
who is the guru. He's the guru of everything. And this bloke is the Australian under 17, 18 and 19 team manager. So this guy's job is to go overseas with the teams and manage them and make sure
So good, man.
these kids get looked after.
Yeah.
So therefore, everywhere we went, where there was an Aussie player, whether it was college, whether it was NBA or anything, obviously all used to play for Mark. So the guru, it just fucking knew everyone. It was unbelievable, right?
Yeah, it's good.
And so we started our tour in New York City, which is an interesting place if you've never been there before.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
What was that like, Pugz? New York.
Just people. Like, it's like a traffic jam walking.
It's like Jez coming from Darwin to the Gold Coast. There's just fucking people everywhere.
It's like, come on. Like, but then they all live on top of each other as well. It's like,
yeah, it's all stacked up as opposed to out, isn't it?
insane, man. Yeah.
So it was quite funny because the day you guys arrived, I get this call saying, hey, we've arrived and stuff. I said, what are you doing? We're going to a card show.
Oh, yeah.
So we then, I jumped in a cab with these boys because Christopher was crook. So he decided it was a good idea for him to stay in a room and just get better.
Yeah, didn't he isolate himself?
He
for a
did
couple of
isolate
days?
for 2
He
days.
did very well.
We all should have done that in the end. But what's happened is that we've gone to a card show at, do you remember the name of it?
Westchester.
Westchester,
New
that's right.
Jersey.
And so it was about an hour out of New York City. And there was 150 tables.
Yeah, something like that. It was crammed all up into one
And
spot.
so we walked into this hotel and they know how to do a card show.
Oh, it was insane.
It was
and it's a small one. It's a small show.
It was just a little local regional show. Like, what's that other show in Australia that we don't mention their name of get nowadays?
The Hangout Hobby.
Yeah, that one. The one that's in Brizzy with only 15 tables coming up. I think, yeah, it's 15 to 20 tables. Like,
No, I think
this
it's
is
60 plus. I was talking to Andrew this morning.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
60 people or tables?
Tables.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
Depends on if the rain's there again this
Yeah,
year.
exactly. But the big thing, 150 tables, and these guys were selling everything from sports mem all the way through to cards and all that sort of stuff. And we picked up some bargains.
Oh, yeah.
I got some absolute crackers.
There was awesome stuff.
I was
there.
walking through and this guy goes, Brett! I'm going, fuck!
That's right.
And it was the dude that we'd met at National that I'd given a Collingwood card to.
Yeah.
An AFL card, a slabbed card. And he goes, you got it from PSG. And I was like, fuck. It was just really
It was
bizarre
cool.
in the middle of New Jersey.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. The card show was good. What, did you get anything good? Did some trades?
Yeah, we did a couple of trades. James did some big.
Stash
moves.
sold some stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, he sold and traded. And
Yeah, made a bit of cash.
yeah, and that's helped him with his last
He's
couple
still
of
on
weeks.
his tour.
Yeah, he's still.
I think he's on a plane
He's been
now,
going
isn't
to
he?
every card shop he's been able to get to and just sell and trade, and he's going nuts. Oh, he's probably on a plane actually.
He's on a plane now at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was then we got back to New York City, and that night we went to a Knicks game.
Yes.
Well, the night before you guys all arrived, Chris and I were already there. We had
He went to the
meetings.
jar one, didn't he?
And we went to see Ja Morant play. And we had, I'm not going to call him courtside, but I was sitting behind John McEnroe. So
Were you really?
Yeah, John
Oh, you didn't even
McEnroe.
tell me that.
John
That's
McEnroe
awesome.
was front row, and we were 2 rows behind John
That's
McEnroe.
sick.
And so we were right behind the hoop, and it was unbelievable just seeing. Mate, Ja Morant, if anyone obviously watch him on the telly, and he's just got half a second more than everyone else. Like, he'll get in the air and he'll just float for half a second.
Oh, he's ridiculous.
And then he'll then do something. It was just so amazing to watch. And the other one I really enjoyed was Adams, the Kiwi. And Chris's biggest thing of
That's what I was going to say. We need Chris for this.
Our whole tour, right? We were away for 3.5 weeks. We saw 13 NBA games, college games, NFL games, hockey games. And Chris's favourite moment come the day before the tour. So Chris's favourite moment was we were sat there and then Steven Adams is there taking free throws. And you know how he looks like Aquaman?
Yeah.
The
Momoa.
guy in the deepest fucking New York accent. Your mother's a fish. she's
so
she's
good.
yelling out, saying, "Your mother's a fish!" every time this guy. And I thought he was going to wet himself. He just thought that was the best thing ever. And even coming back, and everyone's got stories of the tour, and like we did some amazing things, which we'll talk about now. But "Your mother's a fish" was the best thing he's ever played. Even at the Bullets game last week, he's yelling that out to one of the players while he's shooting free throws. So he's a special individual, and it was his birthday.
I like the way he said, the way he tells the story though. It's so good. Your mother's a fish.
That's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. So we got to see Ja that first night. Who'd we see?
Giannis.
It was Giannis. Yeah.
Brooklyn was the first game we saw.
We did go to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn versus Orlando.
Yeah, we saw
Bobo.
Bobo was awesome.
Banchero. That dude's built for like a 19, 20-year-old. He's like a LeBron.
He's a big unit.
Oh, man.
But
he's going to be
Bobo,
dangerous.
mate. Bobo was one of the most impressive things I've seen.
That guy's incredible.
He's 7'4".
7'2", I think. Yeah.
Oh, no, he's a big unit. Playing like a point guard.
Yeah, just plays like KD.
Unbelievable.
But not quite as good as shooting as KD, but just plays like KD. It's
but he didn't miss.
No.
Like he actually had an absolute blinder, right? He had 20 points or something.
Yeah. And then you have KD hitting 45.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
Yeah, it was. And then Ben Simmons played, but he only played half the game. He got injured.
Yeah.
And then, so Brooklyn was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was just up. The fact that Patty Mills didn't get game time, that sucked.
Yeah, it was dirty.
Like,
But
come
we
on,
watched him,
that's
we
Aussies
watched him
here.
warm up.
Oh, yeah, that was good. And he didn't miss.
It was unbelievable. So one of the things we did on this tour, which is the Chris Anstey Tours, if you want to look on Instagram, it's Anstey Tours.
At Anstey Tours.
Yeah.
Pugz and Brett set you.
Yeah, they've got one coming up in March. Highly recommended. But
Have you seen the games they're going to?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to go again.
Yes.
But but the big thing with that is that we got to do experiences. So before every game, we actually went and sat courtside and watched them warm up. So at different games we went to, like when we were in Dallas and all that, like you've got Luka just there. You've got Ben Simmons just there. You got Giannis. It was ridiculous, wasn't it?
You put your hand out, they give you high fives and stuff. Oh man, it's amazing.
It was pretty cool on there. But so we did New York. What was your highlight in New York?
Rucker Park.
Rucker Park.
Oh,
only thing I missed.
Straight up. Yeah. Oh, you didn't go.
We were in
That's why
Philly.
you into Philly. Now, see, I'm street ball. Like my whole everything is street ball.
It's the only thing I wanted to
going
do
to Rucker
in New York
Park
City.
is just that was incredible. As soon as I walked in there, I was like, yeah, this is where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
Like it was awesome. Sucks being injured, but it was still fun.
And then we broke our New York trip up by going to Boston.
Bro, I don't like I'm not a fan of Boston Celtics whatsoever. That was probably one of the most incredible
highlights, for sure,
things I've ever seen or witnessed in my life.
We went on a bus tour, and one of the guys who was on the tour, but not actually one of the guys that arranged it, had arranged for us to go to the Boston training facility. So we actually got backstage to the Boston training facility and got a tour all the way through the facility. And it's on like the third story of a building. And there's two courts. This thing was just insane. The whole facility.
The facility was on the third floor.
Yeah. So you go up in a lift, and then it's on the courts are on the third floor, because underneath there's, I think, shops and stuff, isn't it? It's like a whole precinct that they've built down there.
Yeah,
New Balance built it for them, and then it's where their kitchen. We went in their change rooms. We sat in the seats. They do their video stuff. There's the Boston Celtics.
Yeah,
their gym, and they just sort of kept sticking their head around the corner. No one's in there. You can come in this room. Yeah. It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Then we're in the locker room. They're like, oh, there's still a player here, so just everyone quickly keep going.
He was getting his haircut.
Who's the player? Who's the player? Like, where is he?
He was getting his haircut, wasn't he? From the barber. And then, it was just unbelievable. And then we went that night and watched Boston play, and we went down to the wire.
That game was insane.
I was very ill.
You were asleep.
I had a snooze. Yes, that's true. I did have a snooze. But the only reason I had a snooze was because I wasn't well. And that started the whole everyone on a minibus or a big bus. I think Chris says it well. He goes, on the way down, every 15 minutes, someone coughed. On the way back, every 30 seconds, someone coughed. Like the whole thing was just
that
like
bus was
festy,
ridiculous.
full of germs.
I'm just sitting there like, I don't want to breathe.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when I got crook then. And we went back to New York City and we had another game. We went to a hockey game. That was in Dallas.
Yeah.
We went down to Dallas. And just to get you in the mood for Dallas, ready? I set this up earlier. This is something for Chris Anstey, who's a 7'2" ex-NBA player who loves country and western music. Hang on, you ready? Hopefully everyone can hear this. You'll like this. Listen to the words.
I bet she didn't think twice about Amarillo. Hill Denver
I don't think I can legally play anymore.
Yeah.
But it's actually called Dick Down in Dallas. And what it's about, every song in country and western we learnt is either about someone getting shot, someone getting cheated on, someone. It was just all these love songs. But then when you listen to the words,
The lyrics are so funny.
this bird's literally
Yeah.
gone to every state and grabbed a different dude while she was in the States, and then come back to her hubby and he's gone, nah, fuck you, see you later, which was very amusing. And but that song must have got played 300 times while we're in Dallas.
In the bus, yeah.
Every time we get in the bus, they put Dick Down in Dallas on, which was pretty funny. But I've been all over the States, never been to Dallas. And I
love
have
Dallas.
to say, Dallas is one of the nicest and one of the best. I could live there.
Oh, so could I,
It
100%.
was actually an amazing joint. And we got to do some pretty amazing stuff there, obviously, with Chris as the next Mav. We got to go backstage there as well in the training facility, which was really good.
Yep.
And got to go, that's away from the centre. And then we got to see some good games. Who'd we see in Dallas? We saw Giannis again.
Giannis, yeah. So we got to see Giannis twice, which was cool.
Yeah. And we saw someone else.
OKC.
We did too. Yeah, we saw
Yeah.
Giddy play, which was pretty cool. And then the best thing about this whole thing was everywhere we went, Pugz got his face on the Megatron.
Is that 'cause of the
Every
hats?
game. Oh, no, just every game.
Just, yeah, I made sure of it.
He just there
Just
got
be
in
an
front of
idiot.
the right people.
Everyone else is sitting there all quiet. I'm like,
From night one, he won a basketball in Brooklyn and got on their big Megatron screen. The OKC game, he's actually got on the OKC website because
Yeah.
he's there in an OKC shirt in the middle of Dallas, like
Yeah.
the only one.
representing Josh Giddey.
And then he took that off and had his Dallas shirt underneath. And then,
Sounds fun.
it was everywhere, wasn't it? You got on.
Yeah,
on
Madison
New York,
Square Garden.
Madison Square
Yeah,
Garden.
got up on that one too.
And the thing there, the next day we went back and you got on again from the night before.
Yeah, So it was
Excuse
fun.
me.
Did he get any kiss cams or?
Yeah, him and
I was
Stash.
hoping to.
Chris did. Chris was kissing himself. Hang on, we got here. Hello, APM. That's my son. G'day, mate. You're inviting yourself on the next trip card guy. Yeah, mate, I would too. Sensational.
Definitely worth going. Sell a whole lot of your collection and go
Yeah,
along.
for sure. Josh Fanning joined. My Business Pod's watching. Levi, Cusso 1, 15 others. So we've got a few people on today, boys.
Nice.
So then in Dallas, we got to go to where the country guys are. Like, what was that called? Fort Worth?
Fort Worth. Oh, that was it. The Stockyards.
The Stockyards.
That was so cool.
And like into an old-fashioned Dallas bar and stuff. That was good.
Yeah, the honky tonks.
And then we went to a line dancing bar one night.
That was one of the highlights.
It was.
I don't even like that kind of stuff, but that was so cool.
But it was bizarre. So you're in this place and everyone's line dancing and we're sitting there going, okay, this is interesting. And then all of a sudden they put hip-hop music and everyone gets up on the bar and dances.
What?
Yeah, I've got it. Like, check my vlogs,
And then,
and you can see it all. It's amazing.
And then from there they have a live country and western band on. So everyone dances facing that way. But there's still this ring where they all line dance around.
Yeah, it's not like a dance floor. It's like a
It's like a
road.
racetrack.
Yeah, and
Like
they
a
go
racetrack,
They
they dance.
go round and round in unison, and you're just sitting there like, what is this?
It was very bizarre.
Yeah.
So we left there on the 13th of,
If you got a highlight,
what was that?
we met Dirk.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
So we left, was it the 13th of December? Something like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it was around that sort of date. And Chris and I then went down to LA. And when we were in LA, we met up with one of the coaches of the G League team and also the guys from RDK who are based here on the Gold Coast. They got some really good access in there. And so we got to watch a G League game. And so we're sitting there and we got courtside tickets. We're sitting on the court. And then Scottie Pippen walks in and sits next to us.
That's
I
so
was
cool.
like, what the fuck? Scottie Pippen's walked in and next to us. And then it was just so bizarre. And I was like such a 12-year-old boy. Like I'm sitting there going, do you smile? Do you shake his hand? Do you give him a fist pump? What do you do? I did nothing. I just I give him a nod a couple of times, stared at him probably for about an hour. And then the thing with the G League is there was about 200 people there watching it, but it was actually in the training facility for the Lakers. So the Lakers girls were sat behind us. So every time they hop up, they walk out and they do their Lakers girls thing, they come back and sat behind us again. And so that was a really
So Chris is
interesting
there taking
experience.
selfies.
Oh, mate, yeah. Why aren't you in them, Chris? Oh, okay. And then the coach guy we knew said, you can just hang around at the end of the game. So we said, okay, cool. So we hung around and the other guy we were with, and he said, come on, I'll show you a little bit around. And we're expecting to go into like maybe the change rooms of the G League team. Yeah, no, we went in and did the whole Lakers facility.
That's insane.
Mate, I was in Jenny Buss's office. I took photos of all the trophies in Jenny Buss's office, And we've gone around to all these different places. And then he goes, hang on a minute, sticks his head, yeah, come in here, boys. We're in the Lakers change room, right?
So cool,
So we
man.
walked up, and it's like there's a hierarchy in the change room. So if you're there, if you're one of the big boys, you get a corner because
Yep.
you get more space. Yeah, LeBron gets 2 lockers. And we took this photo, which we will put up on socials and stuff. We haven't done it that yet. And he's actually got 2 lockers. There must be 30 pairs of shoes there.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. And then the boys are all jumping in the ice baths from the G League team. We got to meet the coaches, and we got to actually stand in the middle of the court where the Lakers train. So I'm sitting there going to Chris, like, what? How did this fucking happen?
You did
Seriously.
Celtics and Lakers.
And
That's like,
Mavs.
and Mavs.
And
Like,
Mavs. So we're sitting there
That's
going,
insane.
how the hell does this all happen? And then we're going along and go, okay, what's your highlight of the trip? And we're sitting there going, wow, like, what is the highlight of the trip? And then it's like, mate, there's only one highlight of this whole trip. We got to sit in a room for an hour and a half with Dirk.
with this man right here.
So Dirk Nowitzki come to visit because he just happens to be Chris Anstey's good mate.
Yeah.
As you do.
As you do, yeah.
So 38 blokes from the tour are sat just in like a meeting room from a hotel. And they've gone, Chris has gone, look, at the start of the tour, actually, his big thing was you're going to meet celebrities, you're going to meet this. He goes, please don't ask for photos or autographs or any of that sort of stuff. The day before Dirk come, he said, actually, everyone, Dirk's happy to sign one thing. Yep. And happy to get a photo with everyone. And I was like, holy shit. So everyone's gone straight to Dick's Sports Warehouse, bought Dirk shit so we could actually get stuff signed. But someone I know, happens to be sitting on my left, already had a big pile of Dirk stuff
Yeah, I brought it from home.
that he had with him.
I had
So-
every player that we're possibly seeing, I had in a
cards
box.
of them.
Yep.
And so we're sat there, and one of the things that Pugz did really well was he actually went around this whole tour and he vlogged the whole thing, and the boys loved it. So they then hired him. I wouldn't say hired him because they didn't pay it.
No, well, Dirk signed
They
a whole
did.
lot of cards for me, so I'll take that as payment.
They hired him to actually do some private behind-the-scenes stuff with Dirk. Do you want to talk us through that?
Oh man,
You would have been like a 12-year-old girl
Oh
as well.
yeah, I was. Oh, he's amazing, and he's real humble. Like for one of the greatest players of all time. Like he's
The
just this
best thing
cool,
he
chilled out
said
guy.
in that whole speech, right? He's sitting there and he's going, look, I've never had a manager. He goes, I just always got max contract.
But the thing is, he got offered like 85 million or something from both the Lakers and another team, and he chose to stay with Dallas for like a quarter of that amount.
Yeah, 25, I think
Like
it was.
that's insane. He didn't care about it. He just loved Dallas so much.
And he's done 21 years
I
in
think
the
he
league?
did 21. I think was what he ended on.
But the other interesting, he loves tennis. And so does Anstey. So you got these two big 7-footers that play tennis against each other. And it was like, wow, it's just really bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you got to see him more than we did. Like he spoke about all these, and people asked him questions, and he was unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, on Wednesday next week,
Yep.
in Melbourne, if you're in Melbourne, there's a couple of tickets left to an evening with Dirk.
Definitely go.
I know the stadium sold out for the camp in the day, and the 18th, I think it is, of Jan, Chris Anstey and the Little Birdie Boys are putting on a Dirk evening in Sydney. Highly recommended anywhere you are in Australia. Jump on an aeroplane, go down to that. It is just unbelievable. Like we've done Longley this year, last year, Giddy. Dirk's one of the best by far.
Oh yeah.
Tell us what happened behind closed doors.
So, well, when he was signing everything, I had this signed. I also had my hat, which I just
What
had
is it?
sitting on a. It's like a oversized card with a piece of jersey in it. That looks like a logo man. It's pretty cool.
Oh, is it a real cut?
Yeah, it's by Tops. So I had that. I also had a jersey which I bought from the NBA store in New York
Yeah.
in advance because I was like, man, we're seeing Dirk. Like, what's the chances? So yeah, he just signed a bunch of stuff then. And then when we went behind closed doors, I had all these just sitting on the table with the pen beside it because I was just like, oh yeah, if he wants. And he just went and sat at the table and was just signing while we're all just chatting about like what to do with the video and everything like that. So I was like, sweet, he's signing everything. And then yeah, I just had to film like 4 or 5 different like commercial type things for Anstey to use on
For the
his,
tour.
Yeah, to use on his Instagrams and TikTok. I don't know if he does TikTok, but socials. And then yeah, we just chatted, and then I talked up about tried to talk him up to people about things that he could be doing possibly in the future, and then that was it. I didn't want to say too much, but yeah.
It's pretty special, isn't it? When someone like that you've always looked up to,
Yeah, he's one of the greats.
that but you just sat in the room and he's just a dude.
He's just one of the blokes. Like,
I walked downstairs after it, everyone disbanded, and he's still just sitting in the foyer
Yeah, out in the
with
lunch
Anstey
room,
and that
yeah.
stuff. And I was going up, and I said, what's going on? He goes, mate, we're going to go in about 20 minutes. I said, yeah, no problem. I said, thanks again, Dirk. Yeah, no worries. It's just Dirk.
But it's like, and he's just like one of the guys, and then they were talking about, oh no, Pugz doesn't drink, blah blah blah, and then he's like, what? What do you do with yourself? I was just like,
You love when a legend takes the piss out of you.
Yeah, I've had it my whole life, so it doesn't matter.
That's fair enough.
But that was a surreal experience, that's for sure.
So top 3 of the trip.
Oh, Rucker Park, Dirk for sure, and Jumbotron.
Jumbotron at every game.
Yeah, at every game, and the OKC website thing, Facebook was pretty cool.
I had the best pizza I've ever eaten directly across from the Brooklyn Nets stadium. That was really nice.
That was actually really nice pizza.
It was good, wasn't it? And then one night we went for a walk over Brooklyn Bridge, and then down some fucking alleyway onto some rooftop bar to watch the sunset.
Yep.
And
man, there was so many good highlights.
That was pretty cool, just watching the sunset over Manhattan. So that was pretty good.
Even on our day off, I went on the ferry and went and saw the Statue of Liberty. Like, there's so much stuff that was amazing, like, when you think about it.
Walk the High Line. Yeah. But there's all the stuff, and I'm not going to give him any more raps, but thanks so much to Chris Anstey and the guys that are putting on the tour.
Double salute.
At Anstey Tours on Instagram. Jump on there. I know they've already got 1,000 followers. They'll sell out really quickly.
Oh, definitely get to this March one.
If it's this week, jump on there and just mention that we sent you, me and Pugz. You may even get a discount on it. But I know he was doing that for us. I'm not sure whether that's run out or not. But best money you'll ever spend on a basketball tour.
Most definitely.
So what else is going on, Pugz?
Nothing. Trying to get back to regular life again.
How was that? Just sort of come back in and start grading?
Oh, yeah, it was. That first week was tough. Like, I was tired for like a good week.
Yeah.
Like, I just had no energy whatsoever because I didn't stop on the tour. Because I was one of the people who didn't get sick.
Yeah, you were. You were probably one of the only ones.
Yeah, I didn't get sick. So I made sure I was at every single thing. I was doing everything. I didn't want to miss anything. I was always on like the tour buses and stuff because it was more fun, just like chatting with everybody. But then when we had downtime, I was off riding bikes and doing all that kind of thing. So, getting back was, well, once we got back, I had a Christmas family dinner the day after, and then another one, like a full day one. So I didn't stop. So having the Christmas break was actually pretty decent. Good. But then my wife's family was over from New Zealand. So this week has actually been my chill out. Just sitting in the office grading.
Grading cards. Any good things coming through?
Yes, there's heaps.
Is there?
Yeah. So, and they're grading really well. So
oh, really?
I'm glad that people are protecting their cards.
Well done. Keep it going. And what about you? What did you do, Jess, for Chrissy?
I just had my brother and his family come down. He just had a newborn kid.
So you're an uncle?
I am. He's 6 months old or something like that.
Awesome.
But yeah, they came down. Cousin came over. We just had a little Christmas.
Little family do.
We had a full cocktail list that me and my brother wrote down. We made cocktails all day.
Nice. What was the best cocktail?
Well, on there for me was the espresso martini, but
I can't think of anything worse.
But there was what did we have? We had
I'm not a fan of espresso martini.
Margaritas, cosmopolitans.
I love a margie.
Oh, you don't say.
We had like a Midori martini.
A Midori martini?
Yeah.
I reckon that's something that Ruby, who's just walked in the room, would like. What do you reckon, Rubes? A Midori. She'll give it a go, she said.
But the good thing about the list is there was one single James Bogues that had been sitting in the fridge for years, and we put it on the list, and it is still there.
Didn't get done?
Get drunk.
But all the cocktails did.
Everything else got drunk.
And did he buy you a present, your brother?
He did, actually.
Did he? What did you get him?
I didn't get him anything.
Oh. What did he get you?
He got me a tarantula, a fake tarantula.
Well, don't bring it in the office because it'll get killed.
No, there was a reason behind it because a couple of weeks ago I had I was sitting in my room and a massive huntsman just ran straight at me.
Oh, fuck that. I would lose. I'd leave. I'd move out.
I'm all right with spiders, but he was running at me and I was like, nah, fuck. And I ran outside, grabbed the spray and started spraying it and it started jumping at me.
Wow, that's where a thong. Did you kill it?
I ran away and I was like, nah, you can have the room. it clearly wants the room more than I want the room. So he can have the room.
So you now sleep on the lounge?
My dad killed it.
Thanks, Dad. Sounded like a wolf spider.
No, it was a huntsman. But
wow.
So my brother bought me a massive tarantula, a fake tarantula.
Is that to scare the other spiders away?
Yeah.
Oh, he's caring.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I had a great break. Turned my phone off. Nothing better.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, didn't answer the phone to anyone. I was sick still after the tour for probably 3.5 weeks. But other than that, it's all back on the mend. It's been a great break. PSG podcast is going to come to you every week now. Obviously, the three of us will be here. Whether anyone else wants to turn up, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. But we're going to do a lot more segments and stuff this year. So if you've got any ideas or any thoughts that you think you'd like to hear from us, we're going to show some more cards as well, some more stuff that we've actually graded. We'll get some pictures up and do that sort of stuff as well. Talk a lot more about cards. Obviously, this is our first one back, so we wanted to get this under the belt. And Rob was a late admission, so Jez got subbed in at the last second, which I think Jez might actually have that seat now. We might even put his name on it.
He's done pretty well.
I don't really say much though. I just sit here and kind of giggle.
You have talked. You've talked
more today, I reckon, than any time we've ever spoke.
Yeah.
Well
Sweet.
done.
I'm growing.
You are. 2023 is Jez's year of maturity.
Yeah, new year, new
He's
Jeremy.
growing up. Who we got there? Real Steve Young. Oh, yeah. G'day. How are you, champion? And New Day Collectibles joined us as well. Sports Cards GC. Who are they? Do we know Sports Cards GC?
I probably should.
Sports Cards 702. That card guy, how many 10s did I have in the next batch? None there, card guy. I did them once for you. I heard they came from you, so I gave you all 7. No, I'm only joking, mate.
Bailey.
I have zero say in any of that stuff. But anyway, Sports Cards GC.
He also asked if there was any Toppin fans. I was probably the only Toppin fan.
Obi?
Yeah, I love Obi Toppin.
Why?
Dude's amazing.
He's amazing.
Won a dunk comp. He's doing East Bay dunks through legs on top of people.
I'll tell you what I got out of our trip, though. I have a new respect, which I never thought, because I didn't like him originally, for a Boston Celtics player.
Which one?
Who do you think?
Jaylen Brown?
No.
Marcus Smart?
No.
Jason Tatum?
Yep.
Oh, real?
Yeah, wasn't a fan.
I'm
him
a big
play,
fan of other guys, but
watched him play. He fucking awesome.
Oh, he's amazing.
He was
amazing.
He was like up there with the Giannis's. Like, you can see why he's coming second in the MVP. He was amazing. And then to see that little dude that scored 71, physically, like, he's built like a brick shithouse. He's just muscly. Look like myself in a stingray. No, he didn't. He's not a short, fat, hairy man. That car guy, I'm happy with 7s as long as they've got PSG on them. Oh, thanks, champion. Are you returning graded cards yet? As of Monday, Real Steve Young. I think the mail starts Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, mail will be back Monday.
Well, I think we sent a couple out the other day, but yeah, most of them will be going out Monday.
Cool. New Day Collectibles is online from Portland, Oregon.
Hey.
How are you, champion? Thanks for joining us. It's hopefully we met you on our tour somewhere. I'm not sure how you found us, but we will be opening. That's some good news and a little bit of news. We will be opening in the US this year.
Hey.
So
I heard it first here too.
Everyone's heard it first here, and Rob's going to kill me for saying it, but it's we will be opening in the US at some stage this year. We had some really good meetings when we were on the tour. It wasn't just for basketball.
It was
a work trip. So we will be opening up there at some stage this year. R.I.P. Pele.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very sad news. He was a massive influence on anyone that loves football. I know you're a football fan.
Yep, massive influence.
I have a very good friend who I grew up with, and we all grew up as brothers and sisters. Like, his mum and dad were aunties and uncles, but they were just friends. And he had the pleasure when he was 14 to actually make a side that then went to a Pele camp, and Pele actually come and coached them at this camp. And he then, was just unbelievable. Like, he went to this thing and then Pele just rocked up and it was a Pele camp. Like, similar to a Josh Giddey type camp that we went to, but it was Pele. And then he went on actually to coach Arsenal's youth league team. He's now a school teacher down in Narooma, down South Coast. Yeah. But Pele was an influence on anyone. I never got the chance to meet him. I do have a Pele signed shirt, which I'm very proud of upstairs now, which will be put up on the wall and never sold. Unless someone offers me a lot of money, then maybe we can talk. It is very sad that we lost Pele. Very sad what happened in the Buffalo Bills game. Day before yesterday as well. So
apparently that's the second time that's happened to him.
It's the same bloke.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's breathing.
He was in intensive care and he's there. So all our thoughts are with everyone in that space. Pugz, I'm going to send you a photo.
Oh, I can't wait.
Thanks, card guy.
As long as you sign it, Bailey.
Yeah, put your signature on it though. Actually, we'll finish off with a funny story. We met so many blokes on this tour, right? And blokes that we'll actually end up being mates with for life.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part of it,
There was
really.
these two brothers that were on it. And like me and my brother, we're brothers. We get on. You and your brother, you're brothers, you get on.
we get on.
Yeah. But at the same time, you're different people, right? And I know it's the same with everyone, right? You're different people. These two blokes are so different. It was unbelievable, right? But he's gone with his business partner and his brother, and they were having a ball. And like they're away, they're having a ball, and they were getting like we go to I went to a couple of NFL games and they bought like sideline seats.
Well, that's what they were doing at NBA games too.
Down the
It's
NBA game, they were
sitting all the way
courtside,
down-
sat next to Luca and shit like that. They were
It's
spending
crazy.
some big cash, right? That was the two business partners, and then the brothers there and stuff. And I said, "Oh, so is it just the two of you?" And he goes, "No, we've got a sister as well." He goes, "She's dirty as because she's a massive basketball fan." And I've gone, "Oh, so," and he goes, and I've told her it's a bloke's tour, you're not coming. He goes, "So what I'm going to do?" He goes, "I'm going to buy a Luca shirt and I'm going to sign it Lulu and tell her." Tell her that Lucas on it. He goes, "She'll never know. It's the easiest signature in the world to do." Oops, sorry, champ. But
Sorry, Dobbo.
It was so funny. I wasn't going to name him. You just named him. I didn't mention their names.
I was, yeah.
National name.
Dobbo's sister. Oops.
If you're
Yeah,
listening to
it was
this.
very, very funny that that's how they were going to go back to their sister and never let her know. So I thought that was very amusing.
That's actually funny.
Very,
yeah.
very good. Okay,
Good
so
idea.
we'll be back this time next week on the all-new improved PSG podcast, coming to you live from the Podfire studios with the amazing Ruby Pagram, P-A-G-R-A-M. Is that right?
Yeah.
On socials. Please make sure you follow. We're trying to get her up to 17,000 followers by the end of the year. So everyone can follow Ruby Pagram at Ruby Pagram on Instagram. Best producer in the building. Jez, thanks for jumping in last minute, mate.
Thanks for
Really
having me.
appreciate your input. Pugz, as normal, mate. Thanks for your stories.
Yep.
And we're going to leave you all, because I reckon I can play another 15 seconds of it,
Go
with
Platinum.
a little bit more of Dick Down in Dallas.
She left me on.
Oops, I
Hey.
pushed the wrong button. There we go. Thanks,
What
guys.
is
We'll
it,
see you all
dog?
next week. Peace out.
I love that you played Lonely Island. That's amazing. I'm a mother.
Go black.